Amen. All right. From there, give me 1 Kings chapter 22. So now we're going to get into kisses of deceit. All right. So now once we learn and pray to the Lord to give us that spirit of discernment, all right, we now went and asked the Lord for these things. We've now been exercised in the spirit. We've now been through the trials and tribulations to discern. Oh, I done seen that before. I done seen this situation before. Oh, I done seen that spirit before. I know how to operate in that one right there. I know what's going on here. That's your conscience being exercised. All right. Now you have experience. Therefore, when the time comes, you can teach the next brother or sister. It's not coming here sitting there and learning precepts so you can just memorize them and know it when you want to call it out. It's for you to actually be able to take those precepts and fix it to the situation that applies to the individuals. Your job is now to become the doctor that got to prescribe the medication to each and everybody's situation. You can't give the same medication to everybody. You have to know how to administer the right kind of medicine to the people. All right? So now from there, give me 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 1.
The book 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 1. And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel.
All right, so now what's going on here? You got the kingdom of Israel was split in two at this time. All right? So now you had the king called Ahab. All right? Ahab was this king. All right? And that's the person that you got to focus on in this story here. All right? Because this is going to go into understanding kisses of deceit. But in order for you to understand it, you have to be able to discern what's going on in the story. And most of us, for the most part, should know how to do this. All right? But we're going to see if you all going to pick up on what's right and what's wrong in the story. All right? Read that again.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 1.
Come on.
And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah.
So now Jehoshaphat was the king over the dang old southern kingdom, Judah. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. He was the king of them. Read.
Came down to the king of Israel.
So now he came down to the northern kingdom, Ahab. All right? Ahab was over the northern kingdom. Read.
And the king of Israel said unto his servant, Know ye that Ramoth and Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hands of the king of Syria.
So now, this is after the time of Joshua, all right? Where we was going around conquering all these different nations, all right? To try to take back lands that the Most High had ordained to us, all right? So now, King Ahab said unto the people, don't y'all know Ramoth Gilead belongs to us? What the hell we sitting around waiting on this thing for? All right, this is what he's saying. Read.
Verse 4. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, What thou go with me to battle in the Ramoth in Gilead?
In Ramoth Gilead, all right? So now, he went to the king over there on Judah and said, listen, Jehoshaphat, come on down and go with me, man, so we can take this thing on. This place belongs to us. Come on down and go to battle with me. Read.
And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art.
He said, listen, I'm with you, dog.
My people as thy people.
He said, your people is my people. We can do this together.
My horses as thy horses.
My things belong to you. We're going to use this in battle.
And Jehoshaphat said unto king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee.
Now, wait a minute. So now this is when the story starts to change. All right? So King Jehoshaphat over Judah said, listen, hey, I'm with you, brother. But before we go and do this, let's go and inquire unto the Lord about this matter. Everybody with me so far? Read.
Verse 5. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today.
He said, listen, man, let's go to the dang prophets and find out what the Lord going to say on this matter. So now any of us that know anything about making moves or decisions, it's always good to do what? Pray and have what? In the word, we call it, start with a C. Counsel. We sit down and we get advice on certain matters. Before you go into the bank, the teller takes the say, you want to go and buy a house? Well, let's kind of have a counsel about your finances. All right, let's see how your credit history is. Let's see how your work history is. Let's see how you use for payments, so forth and so on. All right, so they're going to sit down and counsel with you before they're giving it to you. Everybody with me? Read.
Verse 6. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophet together, about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle?
He said, listen, I'm going to get 400 men and I'm going to gather y'all together. And shall I go to Ramoth Gilead to battle? Read.
Or shall I forbid?
So now listen what he did. He didn't listen to Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat, listen, let's go and talk to the Lord about the matter. But Ahab said, listen, I'm going to ask the people, what you think? What you think? How you feel? That's not the Lord. Read.
And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the hand of the king.
So now you're listening to your subjects. Your subjects is telling you, or informing you, to go up. The Lord is going to be with you. But this is not coming from the Lord. This is coming from their own vain thoughts. Read.
And Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides, that we might inquire of him?
Listen, man. Let us go and seek wisdom for the men of God. This is what King Jehoshaphat was telling the dang King Ahab to do. But he said, nah, forget that, man. I want to talk to my people. As long as the people got my back, I'm rolling. That's out of order. Read.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micah the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him.
Now we see what the problem is. Read.
For he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil.
He said, man, listen, man, it is, okay, dog. Okay, Jehoshaphat, I need your back before we go and fight against these people in Ramoth Gilead. But it is a brother that do have wisdom, and the Lord is dealing with him. Nehemiah, he always prophesied evil toward me, man. He didn't want to tell it, but the Lord put it on the spirit to say something about it. All right? So now, Jehoshaphat and Ahab is having a discussion whether they go up and take over this dang old land. But Ahab's problem is he did not want to listen to counsel. He didn't want the counsel. Why did he want the counsel? Why did he want the counsel? It just told you here. Read verse 8 again. There you go. Read it again.
Verse 8. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micah the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord.
He said, listen, we can go and talk to this brother, man.
But I hate him. For he doth not prophesy good concerning me.
He don't tell me things to make me feel good.
But evil.
He don't tell me things that they're going to soothe my spirit. He's going to tell me what God says to do. Amos 5 and 10.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 10.
Remember, Ahab said what? I hate him. Why? Because he doesn't tell me good things. He always tells me evil things. Read that.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh and negate.
That's a cool precept. Read it again.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh and negate.
Ahab fits this. He hates the men of the Lord that corrects at the gate. Read.
And they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
And they hate the brother that always talking about, let's go and find out what the Lord has to say about it. Let's go into the Bible. Let's figure out how to fix this issue. Man, everything is in the Bible, man. Why do I gotta go to the Bible, man? Why we can't just put the Bible aside and just talk, man? Read that again.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
Because the men of the Lord is going to tell you what God says. What God puts inside his spirit or what they see concerning the matter. They're going to go back to the scriptures. They're going to look at the issue. And they're going to listen to it. And then they're going to tell you, you know what? Come back a couple of days later. I'll give you the answer then. But some people get mad in their feelings. Why you can't just tell me right now? I got to go home and digest. I got to go home and dissect this matter. Because if I speak quickly, not they're going to observe or they're going to examine the whole case. I may say something that's going to be contrary to the laws of God. They don't like that. Again, I always use this analogy. This generation here is the microwave generation. They want things right here, right now. Tell me this right now. I'll answer right here, right now. It don't work like that. You got to give it time. You got to then go and inquire about the matter. Everybody with me? All right. Go back. 1 Kings chapter 22 and pick up at verse 12. So now the reason Ahab did not want to go and see Micah is because Micah evidently he not dealt with him on some occasions. And it seemed like every time, the majority of the time when Micah said something to him, it was never good. It's always concerning evil. So he didn't like Micah for that reason. He hated Micah. So he went around the men of the Lord to go and ask the people how they think and what they feel. That's out of order. Read.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, and verse 12. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, Go up to Rivergal and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the king's hand. And the messenger that was gone to call Micah speaketh to him, saying, Behold now, the words of the prophet declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good.
So now you say, listen, man, we're going to listen to you because we know that you deal with the Most High God. All right? So let it not be no confusion come out of your mouth. Speak and tell us the truth. Read.
Verse 14. And Micah said, As the Lord liveth, what the Lord said unto me, that I will speak.
He said, listen, I always roll like that. I'm not going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what the Bible says. Read.
So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, Go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the hands of the king. And the king said unto him, How many times shall I adjure
command or inquire, come on,
thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord?
Come on.
And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hill, as sheep that have not a shepherd.
So now the damn prophet of the Lord began to speak and tell them what he saw in the spirit from the Lord. Read.
And the Lord said, These have no masters. Let them return every man to his house in peace.
He said, listen, these people here don't have a master. Meaning their leader is faint. Ahab have fainted. He's not fit to be a leader. Because why? He's listening to the people rather than the Most High. Read.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee?
So now, listen to what King Ahab said now. Listen to what he said to Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah. All right, read it again.
And the king of Israel
the king of Israel is Ahab.
Said unto Jehoshaphat,
he said to the king Jehoshaphat over Judah,
Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me but evil?
He said, man, see, I told you, man, we shouldn't listen to him, man. He's always speaking about that dang old Bible. Every now this month is always saying, ain't never good, man. I don't like that nigga. I hate him. That's what King Ahab did. He said, see, man, I told you don't listen to him.
Yeah, man, he crazy, man. Let's stick together.
Me, you can do this together. No, you can't do it again. You got to inquire on the matter from the Lord. This is how things work. Everybody understand this? All right, from there. Give me, hold that. We go on to Proverbs 11 and verse 14. Proverbs 11 verse 14.
The book Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall.
He said, where there's no counsel, the people will fall. Another word for fall meaning what? Die, perish. When you don't go and seek counsel from the Lord, or from the men of the Lord, it's going to be some kind of chaos. Read.
But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
He said, now contrary to that, now, if you go and inquire or seek counsel out of the book of the Lord and read from the men of the Lord that's following the commandments, you're going to have safety. Again, the warning was given out. We rejected the counsel. Now what? Read the first part of this damn scripture. Read it again.
Verse 15. He that is, verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall.
So now it's a shame because counsel was given out. But we didn't forbear. We didn't listen to the counsel. We forbade it. We straight up ignored it. All right? Therefore, we fell. We perished. Now we're in the midst of rebuilding. All right? And everybody is shaking in the spirit. Well, you shouldn't be. What I'm trying to get you all to see is you got to be able to discern what the Lord is doing. And if you don't discern, it's because maybe you are in the midst of sin. And you double-minded, or you aren't sure about your salvation, because your salvation was based on the brother or the sister to the left or to the right of you. It's not based on other people. It's based on your walk with the Lord. But the Bible says that's what we're going to roll with. We're going to follow that. If you coming out of this, I'm with you. But if you coming out of this, I can't get with that. Show me what you just said out of the Bible. Then maybe we can go talk. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Go back to 1 Kings chapter 22. You start at verse 19. So now we understand that Ahab, the reason why he did not want to go and seek counsel is because Michael always going to prophesy evil concerning him. It's because the Lord knew his spirit. As you continue to read this on down. Read. Verse 19.
The book 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
So Michael said, listen to the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
And all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
So now, the Lord is showing Micah in the spirit what's going on in the heavens. Read.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at
Ramoth Gilead.
And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
So now y'all got to understand what's going on now. The reason why Jehoshaphat wanted to go and seek counsel is because he knew that Micah was going to give the answer based on what God says. And God is showing Micah in the spirit what's going to happen to Ahab. He said, listen, Ahab is going to fall. But Lord, the Most High God is sitting up there on his throne in the heavens, having what we call what? Counsel. He's having counsel. Read it again.
Verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab?
Read it again.
19.
Verse 20.
Verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab?
Read it again.
And the Lord said,
and the Lord said, who?
And the Lord said,
who? The word is who. He's asking a question. So why would the Lord be asking who? He's having counsel with the angels in heaven. So the Most High God is able to sit there and have counsel. Who the hell is us? Well, we can't sit down and have counsel about a situation and discern which way is right and which way is wrong. The Most High is showing you in the spirit, he himself take counsel. He's just up there listening. He already knows what's going to happen. But his reason of rightness and having put down in the Bible is so that we can see that we got to follow his example. If he's able to sit down and have counsel about a matter and hear things out, hear both sides, we got to be able to do the same exact thing. So now he's asking the host of angels who, read,
shall persuade Ahab, that he may go up and fall at Gilead.
So now, he's already telling you what's going to happen. He said, listen, it ain't going to be no good story for him. I already set the example. I already set the judgment. He's going to fall. Now, the question becomes how he's going to fall. That's the question now. He's having a counsel on that. How you going to go down here and shoot this nigga up? You know you got to fall, right? Yes, well, how you going to do it? That's the conversation the Most High is having with his evil angels. Read.
And one said on this manner.
So an angel said on this manner, I'm going to do it like this, that, and the third. Read.
And another said on that manner.
And this one said, I'm going to do it like this. I think this one will be nice, though. Read.
And there came forth a spirit.
So now it came forth a certain type of spirit.
And stood before the Lord and said.
And said what?
I will persuade him.
He said, listen, nigga, I got the ultimate antidote. I know how to do it, Lord. Send me. I'm going to persuade him. Read.
And the Lord said unto him, wherewith?
He said, how you going to do it?
And he said.
And he said what?
I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit.
What kind of spirit?
A lying spirit.
A lying spirit.
In the mouth of all his prophets.
In the mouth of all his prophets. So now, the question is this. Who is Ahab's prophets? Who were they? Was it, I have to do the multiple choice, because I see we got headlights going on. Was it Micah, the prophet, or was it his men that was with him?
400 men.
The 400 men was his prophet. He forbade the daggone counsel of Micah, the Lord's prophet, who he set up to be over them, to give them wisdom concerning issues. Read.
And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also.
The Lord said, you know what? You can persuade him, and you're going to prevail too. Read.
Go forth and do so.
He said, listen, you got my blessings, dog. Handle your business. Come on.
Now, therefore, behold, the Lord had put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these prophets, and the Lord had spoken evil concerning thee.
Jump down to verse 29.
Verse 29. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, went up to Gilead.
Ramoth Gilead.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, I will disguise myself.
So now the king of Israel said, listen, I'm going to go and I'm going to disguise myself. So now, the counsel was already set. The decision was already made. All right, now the judgment is being played out. The angels and God now had a discussion as to how Ahab is going to fall. And he said, I'm going to put a lying spirit in all his prophets. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, we should do it like this. Yeah, we should do it like that. All the spirit that said that, God said, they're all liars. They're all liars. And now one spirit went down and confounded all of them. This is what I'm trying to show y'all. In the spirit, the Most High knows what he's doing. When you start going with this, that's when you're going to fall. But if you stick with this, you ain't going to never fall, man. Believe on the words of God. It's true. Read.
I will disguise myself and enter into the battle.
So now he think he's smart. He think he's crafty. He think he real smart. I'm going to disguise myself as somebody else, and I'm going to go inside the battle, and I'm going to go and take down this dang city. Oh, okay. Read.
But put thou on thy robes. And the king of Israel disguised himself and went into the battle.
So now he disguised himself and went into the battle. Read.
But the king of Syria commanded his 32 captains that had ruled over his chariot, saying, fight neither with small nor great, save only with the king of
He said,
Israel.
listen, don't fight with none of them dang armies that's behind him. Fight with that one right there that's trying to disguise himself. So he went back all his people and said, listen, don't worry about the rest of them. He's going to go up there. That one is looking like a dang old duck. Out of order, out of line, and you can clearly see him a mile coming. But you think he disguised himself. But the king of Ramoth gives you, listen, I got him, dog. We got him paid. He said, listen, I got him. Jump down to verse 37.
Verse 37. So the king died and was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria.
So now what can we learn from this situation right here? The kisses of deceit comes from you going against the words of God and listening to wicked people. In a nutshell, the people that God did not set up, they giving you kisses of deceit. The kisses of deceit is, yeah, you can do it. The Lord is working with you. Yeah, take that city. The Lord's going to deliver it in your hand. Those are kisses of deceit. Lies, lies, lies. That's all it boils down to. Kisses of deceit. Appearing as if God is working with them, when the Bible told you that he was only talking and dealing through Micah, the prophet, that was giving you instructions as to how to move. But you didn't want to listen to that. You listen to the kisses of deceit. I got your back, dog. If you say something, I'm going to say something. If you go forth, I'm going forth. I'm going to ride a dog. I'm going to ride with you, dog. Lies. When the time came, you sitting out there like a damn sitting duck, and all the arrows and stuff got shot at you. You're the only one die. Because why? You want to listen to dang wicked people. Everybody understand what I'm saying? That's kisses of deceit. They will boost your head up to do something that you know is against God, but you fall subject to because why? They got your back, so to speak. Until that time comes. Then you find out, where the hell was y'all at? Too late. You dead. Case closed. That right there is a sign of kisses of deceit. All right, everybody with me? From there, give me Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15. So what was Ahab's problem? Let's summarize it. What was Ahab's problem? He hated what? He hated the Bible. He hated the council, right? He hated the prophet. And his ultimate problem all over was he was what? Self-willed. He wanted to do it himself. He wanted to do it his way. He wanted to lead to his own understanding. Let's go and search the people and see what they think. You cannot be self-willed. Your first will got to be the will of God. Find out what he says, and that's his will. You do it. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, and verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes.
So now Ahab was a fool. All right? And God said the way of a fool is right in his own eyes. Read.
But he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise.
But the brother or sister that take dangle counsel and apply the counsel, that brother or sister is wise. It's the difference. That's how you discern spirits. The one that's taking counsel, that person is considerate. The one that rejects counsel and want to lead their own understanding, God says that person is fool. He's foolish. All right? You got to be able to discern spirits. Everybody with me? All right, from there, give me 2 Samuel. Let's go to the next story. Let's go to the next story. All right, kisses of deceit. Now, Absalom wanted to then go undermine his father's authority in Israel. This is where we at right now. Everybody with me? Read that.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that Absalom prepared his chariot and horses and 50 men to run before him.
Mm-hmm.
And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was so that when any man that had a controversy came to the king for judgment, then Absalom called unto him and said, Of what city art thou? And he said, Thy servant is of the tribe of Israel.
So now, before y'all know what's going on, okay? So basically, read verse 2 again.
Verse 2. And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate.
So now, when it says stood beside the way of the gate, meaning David was today going to judge over Israel. People would come to David, and he would judge matters concerning people. All right? So now, before they would come inside the courthouse, for lack of better words, the people would come to the naval courthouse to go and get their issues resolved from the king. Absalom, David's son, will be standing out front, waiting. So now you got to imagine. The scripture talks about he had long flowing hair. He was handsome. You see what I'm saying? And everybody knew that that was David's son. All right? So then, of course, by him being an extension of David, guess what he's going to get? Respect, honor. All right? So now he knew that. So what he would do is, before they would go and see his father, he would stand outside the door and wait for the people to come. And as the people come to the gate to get judged, they will start to seduce them. Hey, what's your issue? What's your problem? Oh, what city are you from? He acts like he's so concerned. All right? Read verse 3.
Verse 3. And Absalom said unto him, see, thy matters are good and right.
He said, man, what you coming to court for, man? You right, dog. You right.
But there is no man deputed of the king to head thee.
So now when it says there's no man deputed, meaning there's nobody, the king is not able to understand you. You see what I'm saying? He ain't gonna understand your issue, man. You ain't got nobody in there that's gonna have your back, dog. Why you gonna go in there and get judged? Read.
And Absalom said, moreover, oh, that I were made judge in the land.
Uh-oh, so now we see what the damn problem is now. He said, oh, I wish I was a dang judge in Israel. Read.
That every man which had any suit or cause might come unto me. And I would do him justice.
He said, and I would do him justice. He said it with emphasis. I will do him justice. I just wish I was a king. So now he's laying forth to all the people what his desire is, what he wants to be. Again, you have to have that spirit of discernment to pick up what he's saying here. He's saying, I want to be what my dad is. I want to overthrow him. That's what he's saying. Read.
And it was so that when any man came nigh to him to do him obedience, he put forth his hand.
When any man would come in and do him obedience, meaning show him reverence or respect. All right? Read.
And took him and kissed him.
So now, before they would bow down to him or show him respect, Absalom would reach out, grab him. No, don't bow down to me. Come here. Me and you equal, dog. All of us is on the same level. Don't bow down to me. I'm a man just like you, dog. That's how Absalom was rolling. Read.
And on this manner did Absalom to all Israel that came. To all Israel.
He did it to everybody in Israel. So now you got to look and this thing will sit back and think. He's conjuring this up. He did it to everybody. It wasn't one person that Absalom wasn't sweet talking and giving kisses to. Read.
That came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the man of Israel.
So Absalom said, listen though, I got all these niggas in my back pocket. They like how I look. They like how I speak. You see how they like my long flowing hair. You see how I'm saying? And I kiss a lot of babies. And I kiss all kind of people. I'm going to kiss as much behind as I can to get to what I want. For lack of better words. That's what Absalom was doing. Because why? He wanted to be what? A judge in Israel. All right? From there, hold that. Give me 3 John chapter 4. 3 John verse 9.
The book 3 John verse 9. I wrote into the church, but the Tropius.
Read that again.
The book
3 John.
3 John
verse 9.
Verse 9.
Come on.
I wrote unto the church.
So now he said, I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes,
who loveth to have the permanence,
the preeminence
among them, receiveth us not.
So now, who here knows what the word preeminence means? Raise your hand. The word preeminence means he liked to have the rulership. He liked to be in charge. He wants to be the governor. He wants to be the H-I-N-C, the head nigga in charge. That's what the word preeminence means. He want to be in charge. All right? Diotrephes had that same spirit as Absalom. All right? Understand that. Sirach chapter 33, verse 19. All right? So now, that spirit of preeminence Absalom was rolling it. He wanted that thing. He wanted the power seat. He wanted to use super authority over his father. And he did it by doing what? Kissing butt to get it.
In the Apocrypha, the book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
He said, listen, don't give your wife, read it again.
Give not thy son and wife.
He said, don't give your son, which is Absalom, read.
Thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest. And give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee.
So now it says, give not thy friend, thy wife, thy brother, all right, power. Power is pointed to whatever authority that you have within your house. All right? Likewise in this congregation. All right? Whenever people come into the congregation, whether they're new, especially they're new, they got to understand that it's leadership set up. It's structure set up. You see what I'm saying? You go to work, it's the same thing that's set up. It's you got a supervisor, you got a plant manager. They got all these different things set up to show you who's in charge and who's not. All right? Meaning you got to keep the rule to yourself. You got to keep that office that was given unto you to yourself. Read.
Lest it repent thee.
Unless you give it away.
And thou entreat for the same again.
Now you got to go back and beg for people to respect you now. You're not sat down and rub elbow to elbow with these people, making them think that they're on the same level as you. Likewise in your house, you got your son thinking he's on the same level as you. He's sitting in your bed with his feet up on your bed watching TV, changing channel. He eating the big meat on the table. He's able doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. And now when you come in the house, he don't show you no kind of respect. He wants you to bow down to him. Now the roles have changed. You have given now your son, your daughter, your wife, whoever, the preeminence over you in your house, meaning the power over you in your house. God is saying, as men, you got to keep that to yourself. Not in fear, but understand, listen, you got to respect the order that is set up. Everybody with me? Read.
Verse 20. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
So now, it's talking about when it comes to your powership or your rulership inside your house, or whether you got a congregation. Don't never give nobody power or rule over you. Because when you do that, now that breeds insubordination and that breeds contempt. Now you lost the whole love of the congregants and the people for you. Because why? You made them think that you're on the same level as them. It's got to be a separation inside the dang movement, wherever you go. Otherwise, you're going to have anarchy. You're going to have lawlessness. You're going to have confusion. There's got to be an order and structure set up. All right? For that, give me 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 18. Y'all all right? Y'all learning some things? What the word preeminence mean? Yeah, the head, yeah, that's right. Power, the rulership, the lordship. All right?
The book 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 18. For when they speak great swelling words, of vanity.
So now you got to remember, we just got to reading about Absalom kissing people and giving them great swelling words. Man, you got a case, though. Man, that dude ain't gonna understand nothing that you coming from, man. I'm telling you right now. If I was in charge, shoot, your case would be dang on dismissed. You gonna walk on home, you ain't gotta worry about serving no dang on charges or nothing. You good. All right, that's great swelling words. Read.
They allure through the lust of the flesh.
They allure through the lust of the flesh.
Through much wantonness.
Through much lack of careness for read.
Those that were clean escaped from them who live in error.
So now those that escape from those who live in error. Meaning, this person here now give you great swelling words. He told you, man, you holier than thou, you right, man. If you had me on your squad, hey, I guarantee I'll get you off. All right? But they're doing it because why? They got a certain hidden agenda behind the matter. They want that power seat. They want the preeminence. They want the rulership. Understand what I'm saying? All right? That's why it says, with much lack of wantonness. Meaning they can care less for your situation. They're just saying what they got to say to get to where they want to get at. That's why they're saying it. Meaning they can care less about what you really feel or what you got going on. Their intentions is to they gonna win you over so you can get them where they're at, and then as soon as you get them there, they're gonna give you the dang deuces. And who does it remind you of? Politicians. Vote for me. Vote for me. I'll give you reparations. Get inside the dang White House. Nigga, y'all have to wait in line. Y'all can get in line.
Obama.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Give Asian. Write a bill for Asians. You know what I'm saying? So they can get $50 million. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. But you niggas, thanks for getting me in the seat.
And with that, I just have two more words to say. Obama out.